You know how you have multiple ideas and a bit confused on what to concentrate on? So that is what I want you to do. I've been there before and I'll give you a bit of background. So you might have different interests in music, you have interest in writing, interest in teaching, or you have interest in working in tech. So you have skills that cuts across sewing, you have skills that cuts across makeup, interest, a lot of things you could do, cooking and name it. And somehow all these are running in your head and you don't know which are you going to start with or which you should focus on. So I've been there. I once had interest and ideas running through my head. I'm like, should I go into lecturing or should I just stay back in tech where I have been working in? Or should I just go into cooking? Normally cooking is my hobby. And all this came together and I'm sort of confused. What do I concentrate on? And here is one exercise I did that helped me in getting clarity. So at first, what I did was to take a pen and paper and I listed out all my interests, all the ideas. So in my list, I had cooking, I had lecturing, I had researching, I had remaining in tech where I currently work, and I had interest in floating a restaurant where I could explore my skills in cooking. All this. So what I did was to list out all this list. So what you could do first of all is to get a pen and paper and write down all the multiple ideas, what you would want to do, what you like doing. And then when you must have written all that down, I want you to group it in twos. So let's assume you have about 8 ideas or interests of what you would want to do. I want you to write them all down. Then now we're going to connect it. So in that 8 list you've listed as, I want you to separate them. So among all these, which one is the best that you feel you can be the best at? Because all of us here, there's a reason why we are here, the reason why we were created. So I want you to pick out the best in each of the group of twos. So you have 2 in this section, 2 in this section, 2 in this section. So among the 8, I want you to pick one from each section of 4 on what you have. Say, for instance, you've got, for me, what I did was, in all the 8 I had listed out lecturing, and I had listed out remaining in tech. Then I had listed out cooking, and I have listed out mentoring and coaching. In all these 4 skills, I had looked through them and I said to myself, okay, if I look at all these 4 that I have left, what ticks the bottom most for me is tech. And given that I've got many years of experience, I decided, okay, how do teaching connect with the current role or what I do in the industry? And it sort of comes across to me that if I'm offering mentoring and coaching, that means I'm still teaching people. I connected the aspect of mentoring and coaching to my current role, where I could teach people skills that relates to ERPs and other software systems. Then I looked at, so among all these, what would differentiate me since I will be mentoring people? I looked at, so what are the ERP products that I'm best at, that I could impact people on? And that's how I said, okay, rather than looking at cooking and running a restaurant, which we need more money, which we need more time for me to plan, I decided I remain in tech. It gives me flexibility, and we still me time that on weekends I could run my mentoring program, teaching people, helping people who are looking at getting into the tech industry. So I want you to take a pen and paper with all those ideas running in your head. I want you to list all of them down. Then when you list them in a group of 2, so might end up having 8, then I want you to pick among each group of two, pick one out. So in group one of two, you take one. In group two of two, you take one. In group three of two, you take one. In group four of two, you take one. So based on the four that you've picked out, I want you to look at which of them stands out for you. What interests? What do you think you can use this to offer the world? How would you use to impact on people? Maybe you could focus on people that are looking at joining the sector where you are, which is what I do. If I see someone that is looking at getting into tech, so I sort of mentor them, guide them as they work their way down to getting their first offer, understanding how the industry and the system which they will be working with works. Then when you must have identified that, then you ask yourself, why me? So what drives me that I wanted to do this? Then that will be your motivation of trying to improve your skills you already know based on that, or even going on for more training to improve yourself on what you already know. And when you do that, you could see that the other things you have, in as much as they are of high interest to you, we must not complete all of them at the same time. You could give yourself a time frame that said, okay, within 2 years, I'm looking at including this as part of my growth to improve in this section. But however, if you sort of have this clear focus on this is what I want to do at this point, it will help you have some clarity and you will see results. So it's time for us to do something different, see that what we feel we could do best, concentrate on it. So when you must have achieved this within the time frame you gave yourself, say 1 to 5 years, make sure that you are the best at the one you picked, that it will have an impact on people, sort of improving them, helping them, and then make an impact, be it in your industry or people around you, and have this fulfillment within yourself that you've done this, that you're happy that you did. And I bet you, if you do this, than having to do so many things at the same time, you have this clarity, focusing on one. You find out that you are very close to becoming the best version of yourself. And I bet you won't regret trying this exercise. And I will see you in the next video. See you soon. Bye.